Can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Nadir. Okay. So today's topic is web application hacking. Now, so first of all, we'll look into what is the web application. So web application acts as an interface between the user and the server, and it computing helps computing a website. Okay? Whatever query you do on the website, it helps computing it, web application at the back end. Okay, and we are using Web 3.0. So now, how can we really hack into any website or any web application? So we will use OWASP standard. Okay, we'll use a term which is known as OWASP. Okay, so OWASP is a standard awareness document for web application security. Okay, it represents, it gives us a broad concept of most critical security to the web browser. Okay, so to avoid detection and the risk, uh, we use a certain standardization. Okay, and OS is the organization which provides us the documents. Well, okay, so OS is a standard awareness document. Standard awareness document. Now, we will in this web application hacking, we will be using tools of suite. There are different tools, Vega, and we already tested on Nessus. Okay, we have OWS also provides the tool which is known as OS proxy, OS and there are different tools. Okay, we have a large variety of tools on the application hacking. So now, okay, so now, so in web application hacking, we are targeting web vulnerabilities. Okay, we have already talked about vulnerability assessment in previous lectures. So related to that, we can use vulnerabilities to hack into websites. Okay. There are total or OS also provides the statistics. I'll give you one. So these are the standardized vulnerabilities name which OS has provided us. Okay, also known as OS top 10. Okay, so all these vulnerabilities were discovered in 2010 and they are newly revised in 2035. So these are the old vulnerabilities. We'll look into the new one that you can see. Okay. So now we have OS 2017. Okay. So you can compare 2013 and 2017 vulnerabilities over here. Okay. So injection is the first topic. Okay. And we'll do injection in the next lecture. We have a different separate module for that. Injection, A1 vulnerability. So A2 vulnerability, broken authentication and session management. Okay. So now broken authentication and session management. And if you guys remember in previous lecture, I have shown you about the session hijacking. So through broken authentication, we can hijack a session. Okay. We can hijack a user session. Okay. So having any poor securities for authentication, attackers might be able to compromise passwords, keys, and session tokens, or any user's account information. So this can lead to broken authentication. Now, there are two types: session management and credential management. Okay, two types in broken authentication: credential management and session management. Okay, so come over here. So when we use cookies, okay, when we use cookies, so cookies can be used to hijack a session. Cookies, cookies, okay, can be used to hijack a session. So if you are using insecure cookie or indefinite time, indefinite time of for cookies, okay. If you are using any cookie not expiring, not expiring, old session ID, then this can lead to web application. So all these can lead to broken authentication. Okay. So, and the last time we use cookie editor tool, tool used over here was cookie editor. Now, moving on to the next, which is sensitive data exposure. Now, sensitive data exposure occur when any organization unknowingly expose any sensitive data or any information on to the internet. So when particular security incident leads to unlawful destruction of the data, loss and alteration to data. and also attacker can access to the sensitive data. Okay, so this occurs when organization unknowingly exposes any sensitive data. Okay, so here's a good example. Can you see my screen? No. See, google.com. How can we gain sensitive information about any organization? So I'm just gonna type index of, let's just say for records. So look over here. Now I am gaining someone's directory over here. Okay, and this is the website. And when I type this, mm, I cannot access it. But when I do this, look over here. Let's just go for different access for movie. Let's go for movie. Now look over here. This is someone's website. So, but when I use movies parameter, I can access to the movie, and we can over here pairing directory. We can change the directories over here, and we can change. So this website is really different. Okay, but we have when we add movies to it, we can access. Now tracking with conclusion and reasoning. There are lots of different information. And also let's go for Facebook. Again, now we have the page of Facebook. Now when I type robots.txt, so can you see how these are the directories? Okay, and can you see it is disallowed, disallowed, disallowed. So we can access all these directories. So robots.txt file gives us a lot, huge amount of data, information about the website. Okay, so robots.txt contain, contains all the shares and all the directories for that particular website. So Facebook.com has such directory Ajax, album.php, checkpoint, contact importer. All these are hidden and disallowed restricted directories for Facebook. We are present on Facebook web server. You can also go for, let's say, PAN card. Let's go for PAN card. Open any PAN card certificate. See, oh yeah. Now I don't know this guy, but I can extract his photo. I can get his name over here, his DOB, and also his number, and also his signature. And all of you can imagine if I can gain all the information just by typing some parameters over here, just typing some attributes, arguments, I'm getting so much of sensitive data and can do anything with help of that. So, okay, you can get this photograph, you can get the date of birth, you can get the, so this is wait, what happened? Because when we fail to restrict, fail to restrict the access to intelligent account, we can also use robots.txt. Let me get the picture of it. Robots.txt. This is a simple pen card drawing. Moving on to XML. A4 is XML. Now, I was supposed to show you the practical, but I'm facing some PHP issues with my color image. But so, now, XML allows attackers to interfere, okay, to interfere with web application processing of XML data. So attacker can view file, it can view file system, it can interact with the backend with the help of XML data, XML queries. Okay. So XML is similar to HTML. Okay. Attacker can interfere, or let's just say interact with websites through XML query to get backend information. Okay. Come over here. Now I have this web application. Okay. Now let's go for XSE. open box. No, XML external entity attacks. Okay, XXE. Now I click on this. You want to reset to secret to any box. That's on the report a bug. I go to a browser. Okay, over here, as you can see, I have captured the information. Okay, two boxes. Okay, let's first get a look on boxes. What is boxes? A box suite. Boxes. Now, so box suite acts as a middle person. Okay, it acts as a middle person. Now, any verification when we provided the username and the password over box suite interact with it. Okay, it can interfere. It interferes with the query. Okay, so and then it provides it to the web server, and it can show result inside the burp query, which is the proxy over here. As you can see, when I click any query over here, when I click any burp, this button, when I click this button, my burp so it captured that information. So see over here, it is a post command because I am submitting a button over here. So it is a post method, and we can see the cookie PHP session ID. Okay, and we can also see login username and the password over here. So I'll send this query to the repeater. Okay. When I click OK, go HTTP 200. Okay, which is okay. Now we can query our we can query the XML. Okay, for sensitive information. So we can type XML version 1.0 encoding UTF 8 close. Now over here the XML we are just using the version. Okay, or just saying our file type that this is an XML query and it has a version of 1.0 encoding UTF 8. Document type root entity. Now this over here we need to provide an entity name. Entity name could be anything. Okay, let's go for Batman. Okay, my entity name is Batman, and now here I'm gonna provide system. Okay, I am creating an entity which is and its name is Batman, and I want that entity to enter into the system and to gain. Now this is your was the question. You want what part do you want to access? Okay, what particular part on that particular system you want to access. So let's go for file, password. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna paste it in here. Now over here, as you can see, I'm facing some PHP issues with my B app. Okay. I'm facing issues with my B app over here in PHP. So if I go on to click, I'm getting the app. So it's okay. I'll show you the output over here because I've been testing and due to obviously testing it got crashed. As you can see over here, let's go on to here. As you can see, when I had given some query for the password, okay, for the password over here, I got this message. I got this file, and it stores the password. All this file is a directory to the password. Okay, so this is XSE. So with some, let me give you the code as well. This is our XML code. Okay. So with the help of this code, I was able to gather information and I was able to access all the password directories onto the particular system. So interacting with the web application through XML, we can gather information. Next is broken access control. Okay, so broken access control. This vulnerability allows attacker to gain unauthorized access to the restricted resources. Again, unauthorized to restricted resources. Okay. So let's take our example. We have a user and we have an admin. User and admin. Now, there are really a huge difference. Okay, of course, there are huge difference between a regular user and an admin. Okay, the user is having particular rights and admin is having some particular privilege. So, but let's just say due to some misconfiguration, user can access admin panel. Okay, by just okay, say user has some rights, okay, less rights. Okay, less, but admin has full privilege, full privileges onto the system. But due to some security misconfiguration, the user can access admin panel. So this can lead to broken access control. So we are our access control list, okay, which is ACL for application is misconfigured or is broken. So let's have a look on it. Now, as you can see, session management administrative portal. Okay, we have over here we have a session, and can you read this? This page is locked. Okay, this page is locked. So read the URL, IP address, okay, file path, okay, and we are querying. Okay, this file path is querying that are we admin? Okay, this file path, okay, this file path is querying are we admin? And this is zero, which means we are not the admin. So instead of providing zero over here, let me give it one. And enter. Okay, you have unlocked the page. So this comes into broken access control, session mismanagement. But URL manipulation with the URL manipulation. By just clicking, let me get a screenshot of it. So over here, you are having admin. You had admin as 0. But then let me type the system. Then when I add one, okay. Then when I add one, then it got me the session. Okay. So this URL over here was querying us that if we are an admin or not. So that was the admin value was 0. Then due to some misconfiguration at the back end, when I changed the query, okay, when I changed the answer in that query, so it got misconfigured and it gave us the admin panel, okay, access to the admin panel. So manipulating the front end, and after that, if we can gain the backend data, that means we have a vulnerability over there. We have no in broken access control. That's under broken access. The broken access control vulnerability. Now we have IDO. Okay, IDO stands for indirect, indirect, um, insecure with object reference. So insecure direct object reference. So this vulnerability occurs when website fails to validate the action provided by the user. Okay, let's just say provided it provides direct access to any object based on attacker's supplied info. It gives access of this vulnerability. Okay, this vulnerability gives access, no, gives direct access. Yes, gives access to any object without any validation. So this is known as IDO. Okay, so attacker attacker defined input. Okay, so attacker can give any access. Okay, I mean any value, any input, and without validating the action, it gives you direct access to that particular object. An object could be anything. Object could be any file or any uh, sensitive information about any user or about any of that. So our web application provides the direct access to that particular object based on the attacker's input. So due to this attack, attacker can bypass any authorization and access to resources in the system. So let's have a look on IDO. Okay, look over here. This is a website for purchasing tickets. So how many movie tickets would you like to order? Per ticket is 15 euros. Okay, per ticket. So I would like to order one. Let's confirm it. Look over here. You order one movie ticket and the total amount for that particular ticket is 15 euro. So let's go for 1 minute. My PC just got hanged. So let's go for 1,000 tickets. Okay. 1,000 tickets. First, let's check over here. Confirm. 1,000 tickets. Can you see? It's 15,000 euros for 1,000 tickets. Okay. 15,000. Again, I'm gonna type 1,000 over here. And before clicking on to confirm button, an interceptor. As we talk, verb suit is an interceptor over here. Can you see? It is a post method. So because we are submitting a form. Okay, we are not asking for anything, but we are submitting a form. So that goes on post method. Can you see the ticket quantity over here is 1,000 and ticket price for particular thing is 15. Okay, so let's change that. Okay, 15 for per ticket. I'll do it 0. Forward that request. Close. Turn off the interceptor. Now you ordered 1,000 movie tickets and the total amount is 0 euro. Can you see? So giving any input. Okay, giving here in through our browser, giving any input, attacker can access the resources. So what I'm accessing over here are the movie tickets with my intended input. Okay, my input was 0 euro. Okay, my input was 0, and with the help of one single input, I gathered 1,000 movie tickets in zero cost at 0 cost. Okay. So this is how IDOR works in Cisco direct object reference. Mm, Let me screenshot of it. Just a second. Change it by 0. I take a screenshot of that as well. But change that particular. Okay, by just editing the input over here, I have gathered thousands of more tickets at zero cost. So this is how IDOR work. Security misconfiguration, basics. So security misconfiguration. All the security controls that are inaccurately configured or left insecure, putting the system at risk, or any poorly documented changes for default settings in our endpoint component lead to misconfiguration. So take an example of it. Just give me a minute. Second guide. That's it. Okay. Now look over here. In broken access control, it can this security misconfiguration could be counted in mis- broken access. So due to some security misconfiguration, it was our URL was querying if we are admin or not, and the value for that particular query was zero. When I change the query, okay, when I change the value for that query, it has given me access to admin portal. So due to the poor misconfiguration, contribution to security practices. We are gathering information about the restricted panel, okay, due to security, poor security, poor security, or default setting due to sensitive info. Okay, now cross-site scripting. So the cross-site scripting accesses allows attacker to interact with website and query any restricted information through JavaScript. An attacker can access user data through that. So allow attacker to interact with a web application through JavaScript and gain backend information. Okay, let's have a look on here. So again, come back. We have types of accesses. Okay, one is reflective and one is stored. Reflected accesses and stored accesses. Now look over here. We have a name and last name. Enter your first name. Seven. Okay. Where is he? Welcome. Okay. Now, when I type some script, for let's type the script. Alert. uh, End of script tag and yeah. Okay. You will see the pop-up for this. You can see the pop-up for you. Okay. So through that, and now why it is called as reflected. So let's copy this URL. We can send this URL to any user or to any victim. Okay. Now, whoever who all receive this URL can see through this pop-up over here. So in this URL, say first name. Now, oh yeah, first name contains JavaScript. Okay. This first name contains JavaScript, and that is a JavaScript over here. So through that, we can gather information about any source. Now, please enter both the thing. Okay. 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 One. And in the URL, our script is there, our JavaScript. So through this, see over here, user, I mean, we are attacker over here, and we can interact with the backend of the server. Okay. Backend of the website through JavaScript. And that web application server is responding to our query. Let me take a screenshot of it. This is reflected. Okay. This is reflected as service. We have our script to the URL. Okay. Now let's go for the store. Okay. I was testing over here. As you can see, now this is a blog. So we can write anything. Hello, how are you? You fine. Thank you. Okay. And we can submit it. Here. Your entry was added to our blog. And this is my entry over here. Hello, hi, how are you? Okay. So concept over here is that whatever input, okay, whatever data I am inputting over here in this chat box, okay, in this comment box, it is getting stored. Okay, it is getting stored onto the server. So when I try to be malicious, any attacker tries to be malicious, alert 1, 2, 3, 4, script tag, script. Okay. When I submit this, when I try to submit this malicious code, you look at that. See, oh, why am I getting one over here? Because I was testing. Okay. One, see, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So when I type, let us say, alert. Now over here, whatever I am inputting, okay, whatever input I am providing, the web application is responding to it. Okay. The web application is responding to my query. So let's query some malicious or restricted information. Document.cookie. When I click submit, look over here, PHP session ID. This is my cookie. So now any victim coming to this particular site, when he clicks to that, okay, and as well, we all know that whenever we visit any website, the website asks us to store the cookie, and that cookie, our username, our mobile number, our DOB, and every personal data is stored in the form of cookie. So when any website is having any stored accesses vulnerability over there, attacker can get attacker can query any sensitive data and whatever cookie or whatever information that web application has stored, it will provide that information to the attacker with the help of JavaScript. Okay, with the help of that JavaScript query. So this is how dangerous stored accesses is. Whatever query are there, it is getting stored onto the server side. It is getting stored onto the server side. COM, whatever my input was, okay, whatever input I provided, it is not being reflected onto the into the URL. As you can see, it is not stored. I mean, it is not reflecting my URL. It is not reflecting the payload or my query into the URL. So this is known as stored accesses. Well, that's it. Insecure DHCP. Insecure deserialization enables attacker to manipulate the serialized object. First, let's say, for example, before the definition, that is, yeah, okay. Now, this black box, it is a game for you. Okay, the game. Now, in that game, we have a username. Okay? We have our score points, and we have our average round points. Okay, so now all this is okay. All this information about us, it will be stored into the server. Okay, stored in servers databases. Okay, so how is it stored? Okay, say username, uh, right now, okay, for for average round point, average round point is 90%. So the server database, it stored our information like this. So what are we going to do? No. What are we going to do? We are going to deserialize. Okay. It is storing all the information in a serialized manner. Okay. Storing all the information in a serialized manner. So we are going to deserialize it. So instead, look over here. Now, what we are going to do here, all this information are getting stored in a sequence, okay, in a serialized manner. Like one, two, one, two, three. What we are going to do, we are going to deserialize it. Okay? So instead of one, we are going to be that three, two, then one. Okay. So this is known as deserialization. Okay. So now the definition there is so it enables the attacker to manipulate. Okay. Remember, manipulate serialized object in order to pass harmful data in the application code. So we can even replace the entire object. Okay. So attacker can manipulate. Okay? Now, if serialized code data or object in order to pass harmful command to get access or to get sensitive information or can replace it with this entire can also replace the entire object. Okay. So this is what deserialization and security serialization is. Attacker can manipulate the serialized order, okay, serialized order of data in order to pass harmful commands or harmful information to that sensitive information. Now, second last is using known components. So, what is known by what is known component? Vulnerability using known components. So, if we are having any libraries or any framework, okay, or software model that allowing us to run any application with same privileges, that is known as any library or any framework or other software module run with the privilege as application. So on this, we can use okay, so exploit DB. Now, exploit DB over here contains large amount of vulnerabilities. So all these are known vulnerabilities. Okay. All these are known vulnerabilities. You can see SQL injection. So we have a CVE number over here. We have the author. We have the type, which is web application, and platform is PHP. Okay, on PHP website we got SQL injection. Okay. All these are POC, proof of concept over here, as you can see. See, all these are known vulnerabilities. Okay, and if we are getting that, it comes under known components vulnerability. TB. So this one known vulnerability. So we can use expert DB. Now, last vulnerability we are having is insufficient logging and monitoring. Insufficient logging and monitoring. So now, organization is blind to newly active and newly developed attacks and vulnerabilities, and information which we need for forensic process to determine the impact of the attack. We can use the SOC team, okay, Security Operations Center team, and all the CM tools for it. So that comes under insufficient logging and monitoring. This is not any vulnerability category, but it's a definition. You can use SOC and CM tools. Okay. So organization can defend itself from newly active and newly developing attacks and vulnerabilities, and also it can help in forensic process. So we are using the logging and monitoring. So all the packets and all the data are getting logged and are getting monitored by SOC team and the CM tool. Okay. So this is our web application hacking. This was our web application hacking overview. We have completed the over top 10 vulnerability over here. Okay. Or the 9 vulnerabilities. Okay. I'll show the 10 injection. So any query? Any query related to the topic?